How long have you been tattooing altogether?
Going on 11 years now, professionally.
So you got out and then started tattooing?
I started tattooing while I was in. Actually, almost got in some serious trouble. First sergeant came by my barracks room. I heard you've been tattooing my Joes. And
the Herald?
Yeah, he chewed me out pretty good for that. And then he was like, so this is what I want to get after he saw my setup. Every time I see a formation, I'm like, hey, First Sergeant, a tattoo, you know.
You remember that unhygienic barracks room we were in?
Yeah, it was nice and sterile back then, I bet.
Yeah,
I used everything that was disposable at least, so it wasn't like we're using needle or ink or anything like that. And I had an understanding of like cross contamination at that point, but I just hadn't had the professional training.
Yeah,
I have this thing that's called a tattooist Bible, and I don't even recommend messing with any of that because you're going to develop a lot of bad habits if you ever decide you wanted to get into the professional side of this. I'd highly recommend finding a reputable shop and somebody that's willing to teach you if you're wanting to get into
How do you get into this?
Basically, like finding a reputable shop, somebody that's capable of teaching you and has the time, that's willing to teach you, because what you're basically doing is you're coming into a trade that they're already currently pre-existing in, and they're going to take time out of their day to show you something that you're going to be in eventually competition of them to do. So that's a real hard one to do. I've had people before that, you know, I've offered to do an apprenticeship under, have them doing it under me, and they won't even show up to work. I mean, I can only put up with so much before I'm like, hey, bud, you got to kick rocks because you're not showing up to work, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't going to sit there and hold your hand through the whole thing.
So if you first got into it and you've never inked anyone ever before, what does the process look like?
You absorb everything that the person is showing you how to do. Like that whole first year, all you're doing is basically watching, cleaning, busting ass, and proving that you're really interested in doing it. You know, it's not that you're being their bitch or their slave. It's just you're in there every day in, day out, handling the things that they don't necessarily have time to do. And basically, hey, I need something to drink. Hit the store. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
What does it feel like the first time you ever put that needle to someone's arm?
Well, that was the first time I did it. I didn't have that pressure of a instructor, a mentor standing over my shoulder. Like I said, I started off not the traditional way of doing things. But, yeah, I was scared as shit, honestly. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And like, man, just knock it out, you know, and you fuck it up, you can fix it when you get better. Those are the stories I got.
I mean, is there like any kind of techniques that, like, I don't know. I mean, just give us a rundown of what it would look like if you were to become a tattoo artist.
You were good with drawing before you did.
Oh, yeah. Though, right? Yeah, that was one of the things. A lot of guys were like, man, why don't you tattoo? And there was one of the guys actually bought one. Bought a tattoo kit, and it was more or less one of those things that everybody kind of came in like, hey, man, you gonna do this or what? I had a whole bunch of sketches I was doing like with pens and stuff. It was crazy demonic shit.
It's something I've never done it before. I've got tattoos, but I've never tattooed somebody.
Good outlet, you know, if you take interest in it. And it's also like a perishable skill. If you don't constantly practice it daily, you'd be surprised how fast it could diminish. Like when I was in Florida contracting, I took almost a year off. I come back, and it was almost foreign. You know, it was weird picking up a machine again. It took me a while to develop my line work again and get that feel. It's almost like, you know, if you play with the yo-yo enough, you understand the length of the cord, and you get really good at it. You can do like little different tricks where you can walk the dog and all that.
Yeah.
Same with the machine. You know, you feel that back vibration. You realize how fast that needle, the cycles per second, it's how fast that needle's going in and out of the skin based on the vibration you're feeling back. And that's not something you can replicate with the machine or